I'm Irv Heidel with Agribest Feeds. We are a distributor of Sweet Pro product, and this morning here we're visiting with Jim Skillestad out of Glendive, Montana. And Jim is the chairman and president of the American Simmental Association and has been in the seed stock business for many years. And so I'd like to take the opportunity to introduce Jim to you and have him describe a little bit his background and kind of enlarge upon his years in the livestock industry.
Well, my family's been in this area for like 101 years now, and I'm the third generation of the Skillestads in this country. And I started raising the purebred Simmental cattle in 1975, and we've went from the old conventional Fleckvey type Simmentals to the blacks, the solid blacks, because there's so much more in demand. And I've really paid attention to, the nutrients that the cattle get because of your breeding programs, and we need to have the cattle fertile when you're inseminating them, and we want to use these different products. And so far, this is the first year I've used the Sweet Pro product, but the results I can see so far I'm really happy with, and I just really see a difference in the condition than the cattle are right now, and I think it's so important to have them in good condition for breeding purposes and breed back, and actually we have a lot of people come out and look at our cattle at this time of year, and you definitely want them have them in good top-notch condition. And I just was very interested when I talked to Irv about his program with the Sweet Pro, and the more I looked at it, the more I talked to him about it, I was very interested. And so this is our first year on it, and I would definitely recommend it to other breeders, how this works. And people don't realize sometimes when the savings you make when you can increase your cow herd by maybe 15-20% by using this type of product. A lot of people just look at the cost it's going to cost throughout the summer, but if you can keep your cow herd and increase it 15-20%, it's a huge difference in your bottom line.
Jim, you started, I believe, last fall, be the fall of '08, and I believe you started using the program on your younger cattle, your heifer development age cattle, and then your 2-year-olds. Is that right?
Yes.
And what you had any observations of last winter in that regard?
Well, from when we started, I could see we needed some for the heifer development. We had to get them in better condition, and I was very impressed when we have a guy that AI's down where Irv lives, and he keeps the cattle down there for us, and we had over 95% of the cattle came in on the first round of heat detecting, which is huge, and it really surprised us the difference it made. And normally it wouldn't be that good, and so we're very impressed with that. And we won't know till around the 1st of September what the percentage conception we had, but from what we understood, the people that we were working with said it really did much better than they had before. And AI's probably 300 or 400 head of heifers in for his different ranches around the community, and so he was pretty impressed with himself.
So your heifers then are all AI'd?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
We do put a cleanup bull in, and we usually don't put it in until after the third cycle, so we're going to try to get as many of them AI'd as we can.
Sure. So then the spring up through calving season, I guess, or somewhere, was it prior to or right after calving that you put the rest of your herd on the Sweet Pro product? What was your plan there?
We put, I believe it's around the 1st of May, if I remember right, when we first put the total cow herd on it, the product, and like I say, it's hard to tell the total results till
Sure.
this fall, but the boys and I got my son Mike and Patrick, we all really feel that this is working for us, and
So that would have been about a month prior to breeding season, is
Yes,
that correct,
yes,
when you
yeah.
started?
that's why we want to do that. In fact, I think it's even earlier than that. I think it's more like the middle, around the first part of April, because we wanted to pick up our breeding program by about 2 weeks. So we put it on, I think it was around the 1st of April, not the 1st of May. So,
And then I guess you decided early on there that you wanted to use the AltaSid program for fly control.
well, we used different programs before with the and I can see this year, and all of us can see that there's been a huge change in our fly control, and we're really happy with it. And of course, a lot of it's management again, but we can see definitely a difference from last year and the years before. And we've tried a lot of different products, and so it's I'm really happy with fly control right now.
And I learned this from the AltaSid guy. I forget what his name is now, but we did a meeting with him, and he said you'd be surprised. Just like, say those were not your cows, and that was another pasture over there, and you got your cows on AltaSid and they don't.
Mm-hmm.
The question is, well, then what use is that?
Because the
And-
flies are coming over the
But what is interesting that these flies are so host specific that they just stay with the cow, and they don't even change cows. They're on the cow, and they go to the manure, and they go back to the cow. And so you actually, that's one of the interesting things with fly control with this AltaSid program. If you'd get to looking at, well, one is there's less of it, and it breaks down quickly. This what they call dung beetle activity
Yeah.
is just the nature of what distiller grains does. It encourages that dung beetle activity, and they will actually so you get a pile of manure out here. One is it's less firm or in a pile, and it's softer, and it also it incorporates into the soil very rapidly.
I can see in this country where these blocks would really be working good this year, because there's such a horrendous hay shortage
Yeah.
in this area. If they could use this product and cut the consumption amount down by a third, it's even, the way I understand it, is even better than feeding cow cake.
Yes.
And if they could do this and cheapen up their program, and because we're going to have $120 a ton hay.
So I guess that's a point that, for example, as your observations here, one is your cows are actually, your cattle look good. There's good grass, and they're on the product. The fact that actually they may be looking this well and doing this well with actually less forage intake, that's pretty significant to you as you're thinking about that as being how this program works. That's significant to you.
Well, I just, like when we came out of the other pasture up there, it looked like they hadn't been any cattle in there. I'm thinking of that. If they have less consumption of the grass, well, to me, it's a no-brainer.
Right. So you're using this summer now on your summer program here. You're using which block is it that you're using?
18.
The Fibermate 18.
Fibermate, yeah.
Okay, with the Alticid in it.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I noticed on the cows that that's good fly control there, and certainly would be what you'd call good fly control, because that means you got very few on them. And
Well, in this area, when we have high fly concentration, I mean, the cattle will be all bunched up and swatting their tail, and it's just like it's their own herd of fly swatters. And you can see now these cattle are scattered all over the place, which is exactly what we want
sure,
the fly program to do.
and not bunched up in a fence corner somewhere. That's correct. So then your program is basically that you're looking to use the Fibermate program up through the summer and up through your weaning program and
Yeah.
into fall program.
In the same way we're feeding cattle over the winter, to me, if you are short of hay, and you could use it, but I think it'd just be a good program to use it year round. As far as I can see,
Sure.
what the product is right now,
Mhm.
I'm pretty impressed with it.